Hi, hello. My name is, I don't know why I said it like that. Anyways, my name is Ashley Reeds. Welcome to my YouTube. Today's video, we are going to be talking about our July TBR. My cute little strawberry TBR jar. I love it. I'm obsessed. Anywho, I know I still need to do my monthly wrap-up video, but before we do that, I really want to talk about our monthly TBR. I think we're going to kind of do like a little bit of a mesh between our reading challenge, which we'll get to in a little bit, and a little bit of Summerween. Now for our Summerween, there's definitely going to be a little bit of a theme because I really want to read Twilight. So I have read the first one and I have read Midnight Sun, but it has been a hot minute since I have read the original other ones. So as an adult with my frontal lobe formed, I would like to read these as an adult now. So I have these really pretty editions, so I would like to read all three of these. Now, along with finishing Twilight, there are a few other books that I would like to get to this month, but the other one that I would like to finish, this is also part of a series, but is the last book of the series, is the Last House of Night book. I think it is called, hold up, Redeemed. I've kind of been dabbling in this since I got back into my reading journey. I have my Libby hold came through, so I would like to kind of get this done. That being said, I feel like the first half of the series was way better than the second half. I just kind of want to be done with it. I will say, I think there definitely is some hits and some misses. I do think this is a series that went on a little bit too long, but it is definitely a guilty pleasure read. If you are looking for like a fun, stupid time, I feel like this is definitely the book. Now, I will say there is a little bit of a problematic with the verbiage. I do think that this is, if this was published today, definitely would not be okay. I do think that this suffers from, I don't know, publishers maybe not necessarily allowing things that should have been allowed. There are some things in it that I'm kind of like, But that being said, I do want to finish it just from nostalgic reasons. I did read these back when I was in junior high, is when I started reading these. Like junior high to like early high school. So this was like early like 2010s-ish. And I just want to get these read. That being said, because I do have a lot of like Libby books and a lot of library books coming in for like my digital reads, I'm not going to draw a lot of TBR prompts. So I think for the TBR jar, I think I just want to draw like maybe like 3, maybe 4, which I think is kind of doable. So without further ado, let's get into our TBR jar. I'm really obsessed with this. I don't know. I think it's really fun. I probably should have done the potion one because like that fits a little bit more with Summerween, but like, I don't know. I like strawberries. So we're sticking with this one for now. Anyways, let's do the first prompt. As always, for every single month, I did not do last month's either. We were supposed to do summer reads and also cheerful reads. So if I have the option to do one of those, we will definitely do those. Ebooks will count. So we'll just kind of have to see what we end up getting. So for the first one, I have Out of Comfort Zone. You know what? Let me peep the Kindle. Let's peep the Kindle books and see what we have here. Okay, I definitely did not find anything there. Let me peep into our physical TBR. This is definitely probably not going... This is probably definitely not going to be a cheerful read. Probably definitely not a summer read. I go into most books blind. I just know that this is a fairly short... and it's a classic, so like definitely out of the comfort read. It is only less than 250 pages, so this is definitely doable. Do I know anything about this? No. Is it a classic? Yes. Classics are definitely going to be like one of my most like out of comfort read books, so I feel like this is definitely a really good one. And then we have some chunky monkeys in our TBR already, so I feel like this is a very good start to this. Yeah, does it meet any of the criteria for any of the books that we had on here? No, but here we go. Catcher in the Rye is our first one that we drew. All right, book number 2. Oh my gosh. All right. Pretty cover. You know what? Actually, hold up. For this one, I'm going to go with The Happy Place by Emily Henry. I do have this on one of my Kindles somewhere. I don't know where it is. So I'm going to go with Happy Place by Emily Henry just because I know that this is set in the summer. I know this is a little bit of a controversial read. I am going to kind of try to minimize the amount of romances just because I have been so burnt out on romances recently, but I do feel like Pretty Cover, I mean Summer, I feel like most of those are going to be romance books. All right, third book. All right, we have Continue Series. This is a really good one because I am in the middle of so many series. It's incredibly ridiculous. All right, what am I in the mood to read currently? This is definitely not a summer read, but I would say that this definitely will probably fit the cheerful read because this entire series is just so unique. I have never met like a rom-com, happy-go-lucky, high-stakes fantasy. That is the only way I know how to describe this series. This series is so stinking funny. It's cozy fantasy with high stakes. Like I don't know how else to describe it. I have the Accomplice to the Villain series by Hannah Bonham Young. No, Hannah Nicole Mayer. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. I have binged this entire series, and for some reason, I know the reason. I don't want it to end yet, but the new one comes out in August. So that's next month. Oh my God, August is next month. Where has this year gone? Anyways, perfect time to read it because the next book comes out next month, but I don't want the series to end. I just don't. I love this series so much. But anyways, this will be our book number 3. Book number 3. And I forgot to mention the entire series is on KU right now, which is really good. If you guys are looking for like a really funny, bantery, slow burn romantasy that is full of wit, which is full of really funny just banter and just like it's cozy rom-com-y fantasy. I didn't know I needed this in my life, and I'm so glad that I found it because it is just amazing. Look no further because last series is just absolutely incredible. I absolutely adore it. Well, this one also could have gone for that one, but like, it is what it is. Okay, we have Cozy Read. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna re-roll that just because I am trying to stay away from romance. And when I'm thinking romance, I'm thinking low stakes fantasy, which I don't think I have a lot of at the moment. And I'm thinking romance, which I do not want to put a lot of. I'm already putting Happy Place on here, which I think is really pushing it just because I know Happy Place is one of those things where you either love it or you hate it. I know that it's kind of one of those mixed review ones. So I already feel like that's gonna maybe put me in a slump, and I'm already slumping when it comes to romance. So I think I'm gonna re-roll that, and I usually don't re-roll, but I think I'm gonna re-roll. So hopefully we can get something that's a little bit like, I don't know. At least if I get romance, something that's a little bit more specific because that's just not gonna do it for me. All right, let's re-roll. All right, we have New Adults. I can work with this one. Let me see what I have in the fantasy department that is considered new adult. I am looking at something. I just don't know if I want to read that many pages. So give me a second. Okay, so for our last book, we have some young adult, we have some classic, we have some cozy fantasy, we have a romance. I'm thinking to kind of round it out, we're going to do something a little bit different. So we are going to do The Woman by Kristen Hanna. I know in the last vlog I talked about wanting to read this, and I've had such a hankering. This is World War II healthcare workers. I believe she's a nurse. Yes, she is very young. She's 20 years old, and she ends up going into Vietnam. Yeah, she ends up going into Vietnam, and she ends up working in the nursing field in Vietnam. And I've heard this is very, very emotional. I know it makes a lot of people cry. Kind of in the mood for something like this. I think that this is a really good time to read this. I have been in the mood to read this. I know I read it. I started reading it like a long time ago, and honestly, I don't remember anything about this. So I think that this is a good time to read this for me personally. I kind of feel like crying. I don't know, call me crazy, but I think that this is a good one to read as well. And then we'll kind of go into some hopefuls that hopefully if I have some time, I will read as well. I'm not going to go into the Libby ones just because there's a chance I might not finish them, but off my physical TBR and maybe some other ones will have some time. All right, so more on the hopeful side, I have Cersei. Obviously, I've started this, like, I think this is the third time this is going to be on the TBR, so I'm definitely going to try to prioritize this one as well. I have had this on, I think, 3 TBRs recently in the last couple months. I think I started this in May. It went into June, so this is going to be the third month in a row Cersei's going to be on the TBR. So I do want to finish this. The problem that I'm running into with Cersei is it just takes a little bit more brain power than I'm able to do between insomnia and just baby, and then I'm going to be going back to work. This is just one that's going to take a little bit more brain power. So I am actually think I'm going to prioritize this a little bit soon. Before I start working, hopefully, because yeah, this just takes a lot out of me. So by the end of the day, like I'm just drained. And then I think the only two that like I'm kind of wanting to read, hopefully, maybe, kind of, sort of, is going to be Grim and Oro for sure. I have the graphic audio, I think it is, or the dual audio, I'm not sure. I ended up getting it when it was on sale. I don't know. I got it on like a spend a credit, get like, use 1 credit, buy 2 audiobooks or something weird on Audible. So I got Grim and Oro on the audiobook. And the thing that's really cool about this edition specifically, like right here, and if you flip the page, it's upside down because you're supposed to flip it around and then read the other character. So I think that's super cool. I think this might be a really fun one to do like an immersive read and listen to the audiobook, because the audiobook sounded really good. I don't know, like I listened to a sample and I just really liked the narrator from the little bit that I heard. So I think this would be a fun one. And obviously Crown Side, just to kind of round out the series. I know Starside everybody's been talking about, but I kind of just want to finish this series before starting Starside. I don't know why. There's really no reason. It's not like they're the same series or anything. I just kind of want to finish Alex Astor's Spruce series before starting to dabble into the other one. I know this is unfinished, I believe, right? There's another one coming out of this. I don't think it's finished. I believe there's another installment, if I remember correctly, but I just kind of want to finish this one first. I don't know. And then I know like the other one comes out in like November. So I think I kind of want to read like Starside closer to that release date, because I've heard that the ending is diabolical. And I don't know if I'm ready to be destroyed. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Possibly. Anyhow, so yeah, if I have time, I would like to dabble into these ones as well, just because I think that these would be a really fun one to read as well. And I want to do the audiobook like I mentioned, and I just kind of want to read this one just to kind of end the series as of right now. I know obviously there's another one coming out, but I just kind of want to read these, get them off the physical TBR. And plus, like I said, I just really want to try out the audiobook for Grim and Oro. It sounded really good, and I think that'd be really, 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 really fun to read at the end of the night when my brain power is done. You know, pop on the headphones and just listen to the audiobook of that one as well. But there you have it. That is our little TBR. Well, I don't know about little, because like these 3 books alone weigh like quite a bit. But I would just really like to read these books this month, I think. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling the Twilight books for sure. I just think this would be really fun. I don't know, like I'm feeling in our fantasy era. It's been a little bit since I've really been into fantasy. We've been reading a ton of romance as of late. I have a ton of fantasy books on the TBR. So what better way than to have like a really fantastical, fun, devastating summer. Because let's face it, I'm going to need all the romance I need in the winter when I want to die because it's cold. And I'm miserable and in the depths of seasonal depression because there's no sun. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. Peep probably Twilight reread vlog. Maybe, possibly. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are interested in that, because it's probably going to happen. I don't think you guys have a choice, to be honest. It's coming. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe if you guys love my content, and I hope to see you in the next video.